Hello everyone, this is Nathan Bryan, and this is update number 55 of the Darugodoris. This last week I've been working on Ponti and his clawed hand. This was not a part of the drawing of my original design. This is something that happens over the course of the animation, so this is going to be a bit of a surprise for the ending. For now, we're going to talk about how I made it. The original design for the claw is the claws that you would see in those old shipping equipment. You know, the ones that pick up the boxes off of the ships and put them down on land? Well, that's what I've kind of designed this off of. Mix in a little bit of anatomy with these pistons here. You can see they're sort of the same as the bones that you might see for the arm. For the clawed hand, I have the ability to switch back and forth between hand, a stump, and the claw. The actions for the claw itself, I'm using set-driven key, just using the basic finger movements for the claw. You know, the same finger movements that I would have for the hand. So I don't have as many things to worry about. So if I wanted to, I can just move part of it. And I also have planars, so I can rotate. The wrist I wanted to have in two bend joints, like most of my other mechanical stuff. So instead of rotating like a wrist does, it has an around place where you can see the bones working on the inside, and then I have this sort of half dome that the hand rotates around. So thinking about how I'm going to get this to work bone wise and rigging wise, I had to think of layers. So I have these little cords on it. This would be sort of the last layer of it. These cords allow for me to give a little bit of wiggle. So instead of dynamics, I have these animated keyable controls where I can animate these wires bouncing instead of having to rely on dynamics. So that's the last part. So I put that down on paper and I think, okay, what do I need before that? Before that, I need the basic controls for the hand. So for the hand, I have a set of joints that would control these set-driven keys for the fingers, as well as how this hand rotates. But before that, I have, and this is where we get back to something that we already have, the original skeleton. So everything is sort of placed on top of this original skeleton. I didn't want to include it in the binding, as the binding is strictly for controlling the body. So this is something separate. So I just sort of parent constrained this to the skeleton. This is the claw hand. For rotations, I used a multiply divide node to control, you know, what's in fact controlling these attributes for rotation. And the claw itself, again, set-driven keys. So this is the basic structure for what's animating the hand itself, the claw. So on top of that, I put in a set of joints. These are to control the wires. So this is what is actually binding the wires. For the ones around the arms, I used point constraints and aim constraints to get them to work correctly. And then for the ones around the claw itself and around the wrists, I used ribbon spines. turn those on. You can see that they are a set of polygons with little follicles on them that are parent constraining the joints themselves. So to control these, I have another set of joints. Made the radius slightly larger on these joints so that I can tell them apart, and they are actually controlling the polygons themselves. The polygon planes are then controlling these joints, which are controlling the little wires around the claw. So there you have it. There's my masterful claw. Wahaha. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great afternoon, and happy rigging.